ChatGPT has the tendency of making everybody sound like a glossy magazine copywriter, and we're not all authors at GQ. When I went through one of my first trial advocacy exercises, I had to give 2 minutes of closing argument in front of my peers and the instructor. I had practiced a long time the night before, making sure that my script was perfect and that the language contained all of the necessary references to the evidence, making sure it didn't have any errors, and that I was closing with a punchy and impactful conclusion. When I gave the presentation, the feedback though, it wasn't what I was expecting. Instead of being told I did a great job, I got told that I paced around the room with my hands behind my back awkwardly, like a General Patton impersonator. And that was not obviously the feedback I wanted to hear. I hadn't realized that my body language would eclipse my message and become a distraction. I think that's kind of what's happening right now with LLMs and ChatGPT. When we're posting in the public sphere, trying to gain credibility and respect for being leaders in our fields, we're really marching around the room like General Patton, looking kind of silly. And I mean that with no disrespect. I use ChatGPT on LinkedIn, and I appreciate the convenience it offers. I think it's great that we have tools that help us now participate in the public dialogue surrounding important issues. It's great. Probably they facilitate a more robust public discussion because it gives folks the confidence to tread boldly into the algorithms and the news feeds, to go public with their personality because they've got now this crutch. But it can't be more than a tool in our toolbox. But I also think that when we copy and paste prompts without really taking into account how people are going to evaluate them, we haven't really considered the impact of our message. We've considered the content, but we haven't considered the delivery. Authenticity, even if it's delivered imperfectly, is always going to trump some inauthentic but perfect sales pitch. The New York Times recently published a great article that outlines several of ChatGPT and other LLM-generated content's hallmark tropes that it relies on. The most famous one is the M dash, followed by the very hackneyed phrase, "It's not X, it's Y." This kind of punchy, impactful, glossy, almost professional magazine print quality writing is not natural to 99% of the people who write on LinkedIn. At best, it's going to drown out your message and people are going to overlook it and scroll past it. At worst, people are going to regard you as somebody who just is an imposter. And if somebody is even asking the question, well, I wonder if they used an LLM to create this content, then I think you've already created at least a distraction. Is it the end of the world? No. Is it going to destroy your credibility if you posted something that was quite obviously written by AI? No. But I also think that it creates a doubt as to whether or not you are capable to deliver the message without the use of AI tools. I wanted to talk about this because I just think it's a blind spot. I think it's something that we're not considering. I think a lot of us are pacing around the room like General Patton thinking that we're nailing this exercise, but in reality, we've created a distraction that's undermining our credibility.